you are in the belly of the beast. You're down there in Tampa?
Yes, I am. In fact, right now I'm in our workspace, which is in the convention center, this sort of gigantic hall that they divided up with curtains and whatnot for all the workspace. And then we're probably about a block away from the actual Tampa Bay Times Forum, where the arena is that they're having all the events, which we go over to and report from tonight.
So what's your sense of what went on yesterday, and what's your sense of what's going on today?
I think yesterday was all about I think starting to try to tear at President Obama, trying to make the point that the Republicans have been making throughout the campaign. They argue that President Obama has not handled the economy well, that the president's methods have not worked, that the president stands for giving things for free to people who don't deserve them. And, oh, by the way, they slip in that Republicans believe in America as if President Obama does not. It was remarkable to hear on a couple different levels, both the social issues last night, whether it was Chris Christie or Rick Santorum, who talked a lot about his sort of faith and sort of underscoring that. But I think where one thing that's missing, and you hear this from some Republican strategists who are watching this unfold, and this is maybe where the news is that there are people, the polling will indicate, at least the Republicans are doing the focus groups, is that Mitt Romney is still not very well liked, and there's a lot of people don't know about him. And the person who was supposed to fill in the gaps last night, at least start to do it, was Ann Romney. Most of her speech was not so much with anecdotes and memorable things about Mitt Romney, but more sort of the state of politics. And so there's at least some grumbling here among Republicans, not the campaign, that they feel that Romney is losing enough, that he has the attention. He's not filling in the gaps he needs to.
Well, Gallup overnight, he dropped a point.
Yeah, and then that may be, I think the theory among both Republicans and Democrats who agree on this is that people have already made up their mind about President Obama. I mean, you either like President Obama, you don't like President Obama. Nothing you hear is really going to change that. Where people aren't sure is some people haven't quite made up their minds about Mitt Romney. And so to the extent Romney and the campaign are coming across as sort of mean or insensitive and all the anecdotes that may add to that, and people aren't hearing that as opposed to, well, here's the guy who's got some confidence, who's got some business experience, and he'll take care of America or whatnot, and whatever their sort of rallying cry is, to the extent that people aren't hearing that, I think that's a problem for Republicans that you're even starting to hear from folks who are down here.
That's very interesting. Is there, buyer's remorse is probably the wrong phrase, but is there, among the Republicans there, looking at the speeches that were given last night, which were supposed to be coronation of Mitt Romney and how wonderful Mitt Romney is, and instead were, John Kasich bragging about how, Obama saving the auto industry has brought back Ohio and what's his name, Chris Christie, quoting Niccolo Machiavelli, or paraphrasing him and putting the words in his mother's mouth. Is there a concern that there was way too much me among these guys and not enough Mitt Romney?
Well, that's a great point and worth exploring, because when you look at the speeches that are being given, that were given last night, Rick Santorum, Chris Christie tonight, Paul Ryan, of course, the vice presidential nominee, but you also have Jeb Bush and Mike Huckabee and Condoleezza Rice. It's almost like the convention is all about featuring the people who may want to run 4 years from now if Mitt Romney loses. That the payoff that Mitt Romney has to give them is to give them a prime slot at the convention. But they're all trying to outdo one another in terms of trying to impress this crowd. So, yes, there's a little bit about Mitt Romney, and certainly there's a lot about tearing down President Obama. But, as you heard with Chris Christie last night, it was so much about Chris Christie.
Sure, yeah. This was his, 2016 campaign.